Hello and welcome to the Fit Executive Show. Your host, Arne Wildner, lost 50 pounds himself before helping hundreds of other entrepreneurs and executives sustainably lose weight and take charge of their health. In the Fit Executive Show, you'll learn field-tested weight loss strategies and how to effectively juggle your successful life and staying fit at the same time. Please welcome your host, Arne Wildner.
Good day, sir. How are you?
Fantastic. How are you, sir?
I couldn't be any better.
Love to hear that. Love to hear that. You please officially introduce yourself. Who are you?
My name is Bob Johnson.
Hello.
I live in the best place in the world to live called Hudson, Quebec. I love living here and I want to continue.
Yep.
I run a business that specializes in supply chain optimization, which tends to be a very hot topic ever since COVID took place. And most recently, I ran for election to be a town councillor in Hudson, and I was successful and I won, and that's another activity that I'm doing. And I had, Arne, two slogans for my campaign. One is actions speak louder than words. And the second one is, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. And the best thing that I've had so far is going out and meeting the people. I knocked on 92% of the doors in my constituency, and the feedback that I got from people was just absolutely amazing.
That's how you get your steps in.
That's right. That and my two Bernese mountain dogs.
That is also right. Excellent. Yeah, walk us through your journey here with Fit Executive Co. Look, before we walk through the journey, what happened before the journey? What even brought you to us? What made you join our team? What happened beforehand?
Let me put it this way. I'll go back 30 years when I was 50 years of age and I was working in a company in Toronto. And we had a small gym in the basement of our company. And I would go down maybe twice a week. And then there was one other gentleman who used to be a professional football player who was a lineman playing weight at 300 pounds. He'd ballooned up to about 350, and he saw me and he came to me and he said, "Bob, why don't we work out together?" I said, "Jim, that's a hell of a good idea." So what we ended up doing was agreeing that we would meet. And the thing that I did to start off our process was I laid out a 2.5 kilometer route that we could run. And we met and we would do it. And I remember the first day we stopped 5 times because Jim was huffing and puffing, and we kept growing it and growing it. And that is what I'll say was my first exposure to really healthy living. And I continued to do it because I'd wake up at 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning and I'd say, I don't really feel like going to the gym today or going to work out, but I know Jim is waiting for me. And he said to me all the time, that's exactly what I was doing, thinking, oh, Bob's waiting for me, so I better get up and get going. So what we ended up doing after that is health and my own personal fitness became very important to me. And over the years, it became more and more important. And I finally said to myself about 10 years ago, I want to take off some weight. And I started, and again, totally unknowing whether or not I was doing it the right way or not. I took off about 20, 25 pounds. And I got down to what I will call a healthy weight. And I was continuing to do exercise. So what I ended up doing was bumping into Fit Executive. To be quite honest, I think it was a pop-up on my email feeds or something. But I liked, Arne, what you guys were doing. And you and I had a quick conversation. And what I liked about Fit Executive was it was very structured from the perspective of not being constraining, but at least we're going to start off with doing a whole series of blood tests. We're going to take a look at what those things are. Then what we're going to do is to design things around that information. Luckily, my blood test came back really good. There were a couple of things that were confirmed not to be, let me put it this way, that I had changed my living style so that those things were more under control. And I just basically started to work. I've got a great coach in terms of Suzanne, who I keep saying she's got more muscles in her right arm than I have in my whole body. But it's been a great experience. And the other thing I got to say about your whole organization is you really care about your customers. And there were times where I got extremely busy and I wasn't doing what I should be doing, but all of a sudden I'd get something delivered to my door, like atomic habits. And it came, Arnie, just at the right time. And I would say I've had 4 or 5 of those little gifts, but those little gifts mean an awful lot to somebody who's doing it. I have a goal, and my goal is to live till I'm at least 105. I've added a plus sign now onto the 105.
Good.
Because of the fact that look at what's happening in AI and medical research and those kinds of things. As far as I'm concerned, it could be 120 for all I know. I want to live to the longest age I can in great health, enjoy life, not only live a long time, but live a good, healthy life. And as what I did in the early part of 2025 is I set an objective for myself to walk 5 million steps. And that's an average of 13,700 a day. And I've exceeded it. And I'm going to hit 6 million instead of 5 million by the end of this year. And I'm going to achieve that. And that, again, is, I'll call it my basis of my fitness. And now what my goal is to build upper body strength. From my hips down, I'm in great shape, lots of muscles, all those kinds of things. But I'm very weak in the upper part of my body. And that's what Suzanne and I are working on right now.
Excellent. Excellent. First of all, congrats on so many things, on winning the election, on convincing people that they now become part of this solution, and then also hitting your step goal. But then congrats on setting ambitious goals, man. This is how it all starts. This is how it all starts, having a clear destination. And then it's about also looking at, where am I today? Assessment. Where am I on my roadmap to success? And knowing your numbers, knowing the data behind it, right? And then we can bridge the gap going from A to B, right? How did we get started with the setup here? What did we keep the same? What did we change up? And how do you like it?
Let me put it this way. The other thing that I'll add to the list that you just gave is I feel supported.
Okay.
Which is the other, it's very important. I'm not on this journey by myself. I think the team at Fit Executive has been excellent. How did we get started? We went through the blood tests, like I mentioned. And again, things look fairly good there. And then I said, what I really want to do is to build muscle in my upper body, because upper body muscle is good for balance and it's good for strength. And again, one of the books that I've read, which really has been a motivator too, is Outlive by Dr. Peter Attia. And
that's how we
talks
connected.
about, and what he talks about in there is, as he calls it, the octogenarian Olympics. And he lists about 8 or 10 things in there, like, very simple, being able to lift a carry-on baggage from the floor of the airplane to put it above the seat. And those are things that you have to maintain and want to maintain to have a really healthy and wonderful life. So it started with those kinds of things, and then a program monitoring what I'm doing, what activities I should be doing. And it's been great. It's really been good.
Yeah. My colleague Peter Attia, who wrote the book Outlive, he was really an inspiration for part of our philosophy that we have here at Fit Executive Co., where we are like, okay, how do we want our clients to spend the last 1, 2, 3 decades of their lives? I think we're all going to be able to live up to 100. What you said with AI and the medical advancements, it's going faster and faster. The question, though, is how do we spend the last 10, 20 years of our life? Are we the ones who are sitting on the couch drooling, watching TV, hoping that our loved ones, our kids visit us maybe someday? Or are we active? Are we able to do the things that we enjoy in life? Are we able to play golf with our buddies? Are we able to travel to Italy and hike up a mountain and enjoy the view and maybe some pasta up there?
Yeah. And
All the
again,
fun
Arnie,
stuff.
to me, what you've just described is having a purpose in life,
Yes,
because
yes.
there's too many people. And again, this is going to be one of the things that I'm going to work on within our town. And
Mm,
that is having, I'll call it good facilities, good philosophies with respect to seniors. Because
yeah.
one of my constituents said to me the other day, what Hudson is becoming is a place where young families are coming,
Yeah.
and also where older people are coming back to Hudson to spend the last couple of decades of their life. And he said, those are the two areas that are neglected. All we do is focus in the middle. So again, what I'm going to try and do is to become the seniors spokesperson on the
Yes.
council
Yeah.
and drive innovation and drive change to make it a better place for seniors to live.
Fantastic. Is that part of your program, at least in the back of your head, like inspiring other people in their best age to take more action on their health, on their fitness?
Arnie, what I say is I have two things going for me.
Yeah.
One is my experience and
Mm.
expertise.
Mhm.
Two, the network of people that I've built.
Mm.
And I'll tell you, in this town, there are so many, I'll call it powerful people
Mm.
that are just sitting there wanting somebody to get them going.
Mm.
And that's exactly what I want to do is I want to get other people. I'm
Mm.
not going to be the guy who does it all, but I
Mm.
want organizations, little groups of people to pick a
Mm.
certain particular problem that they see,
Mm.
and then together they go and come up with the alternatives and
Mm.
make it work. And that to me is what I call true community.
Yeah. How do you envision the ideal senior lifestyle? What is your idea behind that?
I'm trying to live it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
what does
you're a
that
perfect
mean?
role model. Yeah.
What does that mean? It means that I'm fit, I feel good, I've got
Yeah.
energy, and
Yeah.
I've got a purpose in life that drives the whole thing. I'm also looking, and again, this was some of the things that Suzanne mentioned. I'm looking at my diet.
Mm.
Okay. And the more and more I look, the more and more I read, the
Mm.
biggest problem that we've got in our diets, too many carbohydrates and highly processed foods.
You know
And
what? I would almost say it's not too many carbohydrates. Yes, that's definitely part of the problem. I would say, especially for seniors, they're not eating enough protein. They're not eating
absolutely.
enough protein. Protein is the building material of every cell inside the muscle, every cell inside the body. So your muscles, your brain cells, your bones, your immune system cells, they all need protein just to function properly. So if you don't have the building material, and if you don't send any signals to your body to use that material properly, to build muscles, or to, at some point, when you're hitting your 80s, 90s, it's all about muscle retention. It's all
Yes.
about keeping what you have and extending it for as long as you can. But if you don't eat enough protein, your body doesn't have the building material, and then it's all gonna crumble down. What do you want to build a house with when you only have sand? It's not gonna work. It's not gonna last. You need a proper foundation, okay, in your nutrition. So I don't think carbohydrates is a problem. I think a lack of protein is the main problem for many seniors. They eat their bread and butter and they think, oh, I have some cheese on there. That's giving me the protein. Maybe a glass of milk. But the older you get, and many people are not aware of this,
Yep.
the older you get, the more protein you actually need to just maintain.
And
So,
Arnie, I got to tell you, the one thing that I got from Fit Executive too is my Fitness Pal. What that allows me to do is go in and put in all of the food that I've been eating. And again, my conclusion was too many calories and not enough protein.
yeah, no,
And
this,
so I adjusted my diet accordingly, and I'm eating lots of meat, cheeses, those kinds of things more frequently than I ever did in my life.
Yeah. No, you have all the flexibility in the world to eat many carbs, especially with the amount of movement that you're getting. And you deserve your carbs as well,
Yep.
right? But then you just have to make sure that you, depending on your goal, when you want to lose weight, you got to have a calorie deficit. When you want to gain muscle mass, you should have at least close to maintenance levels, if not even a small surplus. But you got to also then have enough protein in your diet. You got to have the right carbohydrates at the right time. You got to have the right
Yep.
fat, the right proportions, six omega-3s. So it all has to, there's so many pieces of the puzzle. I don't want to make it more complex than it actually is. It can actually be very simple when you have a system that's customized to you,
Yes.
that fits your lifestyle, fits your family life, your work life, your preferences. Then it all becomes very easy. But yes, we like MyFitnessPal or similar platforms just so we have data. We love numbers. We love facts. We don't like guessing around. Many people tell me, "Oh, Arnie, but I'm eating so healthy." And they eat a nutritious, whole food based diet and they don't eat the ultra processed foods, but they just eat too many calories. And they think, okay, I just got to eat healthier to get the fat off. So I want to eat more nuts, more avocados, more more of the good stuff. But then if you eat too many calories, it doesn't really serve you. It doesn't
Absolutely.
serve your goals. And then also when we look at blood work time and time again, the highest leverage that we really have oftentimes to improve heart health markers, to improve diabetes markers or insulin sensitivity markers is really dropping body fat to a healthy amount and then gaining muscle mass. As muscle, as you said, or I'm not sure if you said it already, but it's the organ of longevity. It's the organ of independence. If you lose your muscle, what do you have left then in terms of activities that you can do pain-free? Again, you might be fine now, but how does the last decade of your life look like? This is 10 years.
Yes.
10 years. Think about it. What activities do you want to be able to do? And how do you want to live those last 10 years of your life?
Yeah.
Right?
Mine is the next 25.
Yes. Yeah. Tell us about what are your goals in life for the next 25 years, Bob?
Just to continue what I'm doing now because I'm extremely happy
Yeah.
with what I'm doing, how I'm contributing,
Yeah.
and I feel great. And
Yeah.
it's all because, first of all, I've got some purposes and objectives in life.
Yeah.
I'm really watching what I eat.
Yeah.
I'm trying to build up specific things in order to be able to hang around for that period of time. I keep saying to my grandkids, I want to be around when you have kids, and then you'll understand what your parents were doing to you.
Yeah.
Hey, and it's
Yeah.
going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah, yeah. No, this is actually what you keep saying, purpose. I absolutely agree. And this is also one perspective that Peter Attia offered in the book Outlive, is it's not only about the physical health, it's also about the mental health. It's about
Absolutely.
feeling connected to to your community, to your family. It's about having shared values with those people, right? Shared activities, having a purpose in life, something that drives you, right? My purpose, and it's this is an exercise I've learned from Jack Canfield. Are you familiar with Jack Canfield?
No, I
It's
don't think so. No.
He's one of the authors from Chicken Soup from the Soul. So
Okay.
he suggested an exercise in one of his books where, and many listeners will actually like this. It's a quick takeaway. How do you find your purpose in life in four simple steps? So first of all, you want to envision the ideal world. How does the ideal world for you look like, right? Then, what are two qualities that you see in yourself that you absolutely love about yourself, that makes you unique, okay? And then think about how you can use those qualities to get to the ideal outcome. So think of two activities or two verbs that describe the path to achieving that goal. So to give you an example, my ideal world is a world where everybody just unfolds their full potential, a world of growth, a world of contribution, and a world where people walk around with their purpose and unfolding, like contributing to making this world a better place, right? So being independent and all the good things we've talked about earlier. Then two qualities that I see in myself is I like my positivity and my optimism in life. I always choose a perspective that serves me and that enhances my life, right? I'm not a complainer. And then two, so how can I use my two qualities that I love about myself in order to get to the ideal outcome? By inspiring and encouraging others to focus on their mental health, to focus on their physical health and their spiritual health, to unfold their full potential and to enable them to become the best they can be, right? If you're not in love with your body, if your body hurts, if you look in the mirror and you're not proud of your body, then this will have an impact on how you unfold your purpose in life and how you unfold your own mission or how you pursue your mission in life. If you're not physically able, then the crickets, right? And
Yep.
this will affect your mental health then as well, right?
Yep.
So our goal here as a company is to enable executives and entrepreneurs. This is our target audience because they have leverage. They give us leverage. They all have clients. They all have team members that they need to take care of besides their families, obviously.
Yep.
They all serve as role models. They are leaders in life. So this is why we have focus on these guys and girls. Leverage, it's the name of the game here. But we want to enable them to become the best at their game, to not only crush their competition, but to really become the best version of themselves and become better at what they are best at life. And I'm a big believer in karma because I believe this will all come back to me in one shape or the other. So this is the exercise that really inspired me to find my purpose. If you have any
One of the
questions,
statements that I really is you get back what you give out.
oh yeah, yes.
And give the right stuff and you'll get the right stuff back. You give out anger and resentment and all those kinds of things, guess what? You get that back.
Yes.
And that's the key. And the other thing that I think is extremely important too, which again, Suzanne and I were talking about, is your sleep. And I monitor my sleep constantly. Basically, I'm trying to now have a time I go to bed consistently and a time that I get up in the morning consistently, because that's when I get the best sleep that I can.
Yeah, it's about the circadian rhythm. And do you, like, we usually use Aura rings with our clients?
Oh, I have a Samsung watch, which I think
Samsung
is,
watch.
yeah, and it monitors all that stuff too.
Exactly. Okay. So yeah, Aura rings or like similar rings are a little bit more precise, but definitely when someone has an Apple Watch or a Garmin watch or like what you have, it's good enough to have some data around your deep sleep. How much REM sleep are you getting in? The deep sleep is more for the hormonal reset, and the repair processes take place during deep sleep, right? Your muscle building takes place during deep sleep. And then the REM sleep is more for your mental edge. And apparently you get a good amount of REM sleep. It's for the memory, learning capacity, long-term thinking, strategic thinking. So when we optimize our clients' deep sleep and REM sleep, what do you think happens? They get a better ROI for the efforts that they put into their nutrition and the training, and they also become better leaders, right? They have a better mood, they have a better immune system, they show up better. And this is probably also what you're experiencing to some degree, right? That you just feel better.
Yeah.
Well, how does it show up?
Me, one of the best measures of all of this are what people say to you. A lot of people can't believe how old I am. And you know what? I say, okay, that's great. How old are you? 62. No, not quite, because I'm in my 80th year right now. And you know what? Hey, that's one of the greatest compliments that you can be paid, that people think you're a lot younger. And I also read on Facebook, one of the former previous councillors within the town said, and watch out for the, what is it? The energy bunny, because you got another one joining on council. And to me, that's another perfect sign. You got energy. People are amazed when you sit down and talk to them and listen to them and then feedback, and it's all good. It's all good.
And when you memorize things, right? I bet you talk to so many people and so many details play a big role, right? You got to have a sharp brain in your.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
know what? The other thing that I'm beginning to use a lot more is AI, because I'm going to tell you, it gets you answers a heck of a lot quicker than if you didn't have it. And I've been able to get back to some of my constituents and they would say to me, here's what I believe takes place in the province of Quebec with respect to citizens that are over 90 years of age and their property taxes. Do you know anything about this? No, but I'll find out. So
Yeah.
what do? You go back home into one of the AI systems, enter the information, press a button, and you look like a hero because it tells you exactly what the rules are.
Yes.
And in this case, there was 3 provinces in Canada, New Brunswick, Ontario, BC, that allowed it, and the other ones didn't. But I said, here's your answer. And that's all people are looking for. Here's my question. I'd like an answer. And you get them an answer. They go, wow. Somebody who says somebody who does what they say they're going to do, which is a unique experience.
Yes. Awesome. Bob, what is your message here to the listeners? What do you want to tell them to inspire them to maybe take more action or more consistent action on their health and fitness?
Arnie, people laugh at me, but this is what I do. I go and I grab these 2 things and I pull them out and I say, this is where life is lived, between the ears. So you know what? If you believe you can do something, you can do it. So go and believe, set your purpose, set your goals, set what you think you need to do, and just do it.
And have someone holding you accountable.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Because you know what? It's awfully easy to go, oh, gee, I don't really feel like I'm going to do it today. I'll do it tomorrow, which then slides into the day after that. The bottom line of it is be accountable to yourself and have somebody else that you're accountable to. And hey, it'll work. It'll work. And you'll be able to achieve the goal that you really want to do.
Fantastic. Fantastic. What would you say to an executive or entrepreneur who is sitting on the fence, who might think, oh, this is not the right time to do this. I'm so busy right now. Give us some wisdom here.
I'll tell you, that's some of the traps that I actually fall into. When I was out campaigning to be elected as a town councillor, I neglected some of the stuff that I was doing. But you got to get back onto it. And you know what? Keep the purpose in mind, like I said, and just do it. And you can do it. And I'll tell you, you become more productive too. The more healthy you are, the more energy you have, you're more productive. And just sitting there going, oh my God, I got so much work to do, blah, 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 blah. Just look at your health. Look at the purpose. Those are the 2 things in life that I believe are the most important. And go for it. And live your life between your ears, because that's where it is. And listen to yourself too. Listen to what you're saying to yourself, because in a lot of cases, that's what needs to be changed too.
Yeah. When you talk about purpose, one of the exercises that we make every client do is we call it the success manifesto. And a big part of the success manifesto is knowing your why, knowing what is the carrot and the stick in your life to take action on your health, on your fitness, right? So knowing the cost of inaction, right? What would your life look like over the next 5 years if you don't take action, if you keep gaining 5 pounds year after year, if you keep neglecting your nutrition, if you keep being sedentary, right? And also then, what would it look like in 5 years if you do take action? What is the outcome that's waiting for you if you are consistent, if you fall in love with the fit executive lifestyle? So this is important that you just become aware of it. What is your why? For who are you doing it next to yourself? Obviously, you should do it mostly for yourself, but who else is benefiting from your transformation? When you're in better shape, you inspire your company, your team members, right? Your colleagues, your golf buddies, your family, your kids, they don't do what you say to do, what you tell them to do. They do what they see you doing, right? So become aware of all of this, and then also understand that it's never the right time. You wish you had started this 5 years earlier. This is
Yep.
basically what every client tells us. Hey, I wish I had started this earlier.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Oh man. Any final word that you want to give to our listeners here that you want
I
to?
again think that what you just said in terms of being accountable for stuff, being aware, and I'll tell you, in my estimation, that's one of the secrets of life is self-awareness. What
Yeah,
am I doing?
yeah.
What am I not doing? Why am I not doing it? Because in a lot of cases, something has happened in your past. It's
Mm,
filed away in the subconscious. It
mm,
drives what your behaviors are.
mm,
And in a lot of cases, people aren't even aware of that's what the problem is.
mm.
And just examine yourself. Look at yourself. Why am I doing these kinds of things? And make a decision and
Yeah.
follow the decision and have people like Fit Executive to be hold me accountable.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bob. Again, we really appreciate you being here, serving as a role model to other. I don't even want to use the term senior citizens. I think you have so much life ahead of you. You're a best ager, right?
And I'll tell you, Arnie, if there's people out there that are going to watch this and they want to have a chat with me, give them my telephone number and I'd be glad to talk to them.
Where do people find you? You don't have to give out your telephone number, but where do people find you, Bob?
I'll tell you, here's my email address, bob.johnson, Johnson, at aptitude, aptitude, the number 4.com. So it's bob.johnson at aptitude4.com. I'll be glad to have a chat or just return an email based on questions, that kind of thing. Listen, again, it's all part of helping other people.
Yes, awesome. Fantastic, Bob. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Really appreciate you being here and keep spreading the word, keep inspiring everybody around you. You're really doing a great job.
Thank you very much. And that's part of the goal. Have a
Yes,
good one.
you too, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you.
Bye.
And that's it for today's show. Thank you for spending your valuable time with us. If you want to lose weight but don't want to do it all by yourself, go to arniewildner.com/call and book an appointment for a free 15-minute phone call with us where we'll look at your situation, your obstacles, and your goals to find out if and how we can help you.